Hello everyone, welcome to the short-term forecasting method videos. In this video I'll show you uh, how to do short-term forecasting with the exponential smoothing with trend. Okay, so in the last video we have discussed on what is exponential smoothing with trend. So here what I am doing, I am taking these values, I'm just copying all these values to a new sheet. So copy, I'm taking all this data to the sheet where I'll be working on the exponential smoothing with trend. So paste, and here we'll need one more column for the trend. So I'm adding one more column. I'm giving it the name the trend. Okay, and I don't need these values, so I need to delete this. I'm selecting them, then Control Shift down arrow key, that selects all the data. So let me check once more. So yes, we have selected all the data, so I'm deleting them. Okay, so here we have we need alpha information, and for the trend we need one more parameter, that's beta. So I'm just moving these on the top. Okay, so I'm putting one more information, that's beta, and I'm also arbitrarily taking 0.5 here too, and that's for the trend. Okay, so now we'll be calculating first the smoothed value. For the very first value we don't have any previous observations, so we just take it as the original value. Okay, for the second value we can calculate the smoothed value, so it's first I take alpha, I lock it with F4 times my current observation plus 1 minus alpha, I lock it with F4 times. Okay, so here little different from the previous method that we did with just the smoothing. Here we need to take the, if you look at here, the previous smooth value, the smooth value at t minus 1 period plus the trend at the t minus 1 period. Okay, so into parenthesis, and then the previous smooth value, that's this, plus the previous trend, that's this. Okay, now let's close this with the parenthesis. So that's it. So here we have the previous smooth value and previous trend. Okay, so the beauty of this method is that we can use this method instead of like moving average or just straight smoothing, and even the data does not have the trend, still we can use exponential smoothing with trend. If the data has no trend, then the trend value will be close to 0 or just 0, and if there is any trend it will have some value, maybe a negative trend or a positive trend, whatever it is. Okay, so now we have our smooth value. Let's calculate the smooth value for all the observations. So I select this and double click on it on the bottom. So let's calculate all the smooth value. I don't need this. Okay, so now I need to calculate the trend, and all these values will change in a moment once I have incorporated the trend. So how do I calculate the trend? For the very first observation I don't have any previous data, so I just take the 0 here. from the second observation, basically we can calculate the trend. So to calculate the trend, first I need to take the beta value, I lock it with F4, then times, if you look at here, it is the difference of the two smooth values, that is the current smooth value and the previous smooth value. So I take the difference of that that's my current smooth value minus the previous smooth value, I close it, then plus 1 minus beta, 1 minus beta, I lock it with a 4, close it, and it should be times the previous trends, the t trend t minus 1, that's the trend here, so trend this, so that calculates our trend here. Okay, so now we are calculating the trend. So now let's calculate the trend for all the observations. Okay, so now it's time to calculate the predicted value. So the predicted value at t plus 1 is the smooth value at the previous period and the trend at the previous period. So if I calculate that, if I do the prediction for the third period, so it should be a smooth value at the previous period, at this one, plus the trend at the previous period, that's this. So that gives our predicted value. So we don't need this anymore, we can maximize it. So we can select these values and select the cell and double click on the bottom of it. That will calculate the predictions for all the observations, and here you can calculate the predictions for the next period, that is the Q1 for 2016. So now we have all the observations. Now let's see what's the error level, and we need to check the errors, and that's how we can figure out whether it's good compared to the other predictions. Okay, so let's calculate the error. That should be the observed value minus the predicted value. Okay, then absolute value of error is, and the percentage of the error, absolute value of the error over the observed value, and error square this times again the same value. Okay, so we have calculated the error, percentage error, and the error squared for this observation. So now let's do the calculation for all the observations. I select this, then double click on it. That calculates all the observations. Okay, so now let's calculate the mean absolute deviation, mean absolute percentage error, and mean squared error. Okay, the first time doing this, let me take the border out of this. So then this average, so average of all the errors. I select this, Control Shift down arrow key, that selects all the value. Then you release your Control Shift key, just select the Shift and up arrow once. Okay, so now we are good. So that calculates your mean absolute deviation, and for mean absolute percentage error and mean squared error, we can just copy the formula. Okay, and let us see the percentage of this. Okay, let's take, okay, okay. So now we are done with the short-term forecasting with the help of uh, smoothing trend. And let's okay, now let's see, now let's play around with this alpha and beta value. Let us freeze this first. Freeze pass. Okay, so here we see uh, that's the value from the previous method, that is the smoothing method. Okay, so now we are getting 669, 10%. Okay, so what if we put 0.25 here? So it's going down. And what if we put 7 here? It's going up. How about, let us put the at the 0.5 level. How about beta? If we change, if we play with beta, let's see, let's put it 7.5. So it's increasing the errors. If we decrease our beta, that gives a little bit better uh, better error compared to the previous. Okay, so still it looks that the without trend, the errors that we have figured out without considering trend is still lower than this error level. Okay, so now let us incorporate this prediction to the trend, to the plot, and let's see how it's working. Okay, so let's go to the plot data. So we'll be adding one more prediction that's from the trend. So I'm giving it a name, smooth trend, and we select the predicted values from trend. So my predicted values are here. Control Shift down arrow key. So release the Control Shift, just hold the Shift and upward arrow key once more. Yeah, that's how I selected my original predictions. And let me take this. Hold on, maybe I made a mistake here. So let me select it again. Let me delete this. Then let me select from here. Control Shift down arrow key, that selects all. I release Control, just hold the Shift, upward arrow key once more, that selects my desired values. Okay, so some trend. Okay, so that's the yellow line. So yellow line is showing that as far as the plot, it is showing it is little better compared to the other plots. It seems that it's following the trend. It is very close. Okay, so let us play with the values again and let's see what happens. If we put again here 5, how does it look? It's going, some estimates are up downward, some estimates are upward. Overall it seems that it's just moving a little away from the original observations. So let's play once more. uh, how about 7-5? Yeah, it is still moving away from the original observations. So okay, so I'm leaving it at 0.25 because with that we figured out the better observations, better errors. Okay, so I'm stopping it here. In the next video we'll show how to do short-term forecasting incorporating seasonality. And in our data it appears that there is seasonality. If you look at there, the first quarter is going up, then in the fourth quarter it's going down. And if I consider Coca-Cola, they're selling beverages and they're definitely selling a lot of other products, and beverages may have some seasonal impact, like impact the summer sales or sales during the winter period. So that effect maybe is there. So let's see incorporating seasonal effect in the prediction. We'll be doing that in the next video. Thank you.